Kelly, Bruce Smith, and all the guys here. Second quarter begins, 2nd and 1. Allen shot to the end zone. Touchdown! Brought in by Stephon Diggs.
Anytime you win at home, right? Anytime you win at home in particular, a good win, man. Congratulations, man. I think we all know we did some things tonight that weren't normal for us, right? Pretty uncharacteristic, kind of out of norm for us, right? We're better than that at times tonight that we showed. But we go right back to it this week. Hey, listen, be smart tonight. I know we got a lot to work on, but it's hard to win. I'm going to reinforce that. It is hard to win in this league, man. Proud of you guys.
They all count the same, man. Love y'all. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3. Win!
It is hard to win in the NFL, but I think it's even harder to lose the way the Bills lost to the Vikings. I think it's harder for us to lose the way we've lost games. But obviously I'm not talking about that game yet today. I'm still sick to my stomach about that, but we're going over this second part here, this rewind recap, talking about the Bills-Packers game, Sunday Night Football, day before Halloween. I was at that game, just got back from Vegas at that point, just now getting to it. So maybe, just maybe this can bring up my hopes, give me a little optimism talking about a Bills win that happened over what I just witnessed yesterday, but I doubt that's going to happen. But it's hard to win in this league. I'll agree with him on that. But I think it's even harder to lose the way the Bills have lost some of these fucking games over the years since McDermott's got here. And this game relates to what the problem's been, right? So it's the Bills come out strong in the first half, and then the second half, they disappear. And they're just non-creative. They don't do anything that wows you. They don't make plays. They make mistakes. It's Allen interceptions in the red zone, defense letting up huge plays, whether it's, the team running the ball or even throwing the ball, defensive backs struggling because all of our fucking good DBs are out. It's a fucking mess. The Bills definitely have been uncharacteristic in the second half since the bye week, and it's the same thing that happened last year too. I don't know what exactly goes on, during or after the bye week that they keep doing this, but it's not okay. It's not okay, and it's not the first time it's happened. I think it's even been a normal theme for McDermott and this Bills team since maybe 2020 or 2019, but there's just this stretch in November where we just struggle on offense. It's not okay. It's honestly inexcusable. You have a good offense, and the first half of the season we're playing for the most part pretty well, making some mistakes, but now we're going into what's going to be the second half of the season, and now we're struggling on offense. Nobody's stepping up to the plate and making a play except for maybe Stephon Diggs or Josh Allen, but then we're putting too much on Josh Allen, and then Josh Allen's playing hero ball and making mistakes, and the defense isn't helping when the defense can't stop the run, or the defense was allowing, say, Justin Jefferson to fucking go all over the field. I mean, there's just some catches he's going to make you can't stop. The dude's the best receiver in football, but I just, you got to put up some kind of fucking coverage against him, some kind of fucking pressure. I don't know. And even here, the Packers were running all over the Bills in the second half with Aaron Jones, and the Vikings had a Dalvin Cook touchdown, a long one. And I just, what are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing? You pissed away the 1 seed, and now we're in a hole here. Now we're third in the division, and this is the second time where we put ourselves in a hole this year, or I should say not this year, but the second time we put ourselves in the hole in the McDermott era. Last year we lost to New England in that win game, which, I mean, that weather, that was just insane. That's like a once in a lifetime type weather game, I feel. But still, the Bills lost that game with Mac Jones having 3 fucking passes, only 3 fucking passes, and they were out of the fucking division. They were in the 7th seed, but I mean, obviously they came back and they won. It's not like they should have been out, but they came back and they had the 2nd seed, and it's just, or the 3rd seed. It was the 3rd seed, my bad. So they had the 3rd seed instead of the 7th seed, but it's just here we are again, pissing it away. And, I just hope I think they can bounce back. I hope they could bounce back. They need to bounce back. It's just, there's an alarm for concern. I'm not going to hit the panic button and say the season's still over, but this is the 2nd loss in a row here, 6-3 again. Kansas City has the 1 seed again. It's a cause for concern. I'm not going to say it's a panic button, the season's over. It's still 6-3 is a good record. Just the AFC East this year is actually a competitive division, believe it or not. So Miami looks legit. The Jets, I'm still not sold on the Jets, but I mean, they could sneak in. I don't know. It's They gotta get their shit together. They gotta fucking get their shit together. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it's insane. And the way they lose these games, I feel is harder than winning. Like, you don't lose a game like that against Minnesota, or 13 seconds, or Hail Murray, or, Jacksonville, or Cleveland in 2019, Houston in 2019. Like, just the way they've lost these games. How do you keep doing this? How do you keep doing this to yourselves? I have never seen a football team beat themselves up as much as the Buffalo Bills have over this last couple years. I mean, they constantly beat themselves up. I don't get it. And I don't get it either, because they have proven to be a good fucking football team. How are you constantly beating yourself up? I don't get it. They're broken. It's some internal issue. They could be broken from fucking 13 seconds. The way the Falcons were broken from losing Super Bowl 51. They could be a broken football team. They look like a broken football team. It's just not okay. Like, this is not what we've been used to the last 2 years. And, I'm not going to push the panic button on Allen either. I'm still going to consider him our quarterback one, but, like, dude looks like he's 2019 Allen. Like, I'm watching second-year Allen, and he's regressing before my eyes. Like, yeah, again, cause for concern. Not saying it's over and the whole season's botched and we got to look to next year right now, but if it's a worst-case scenario and the Bills miss out on the playoffs or they're one and done, then there needs to be some kind of change. I'm not saying fire McDermott. I'm not going to get that extreme yet, but, like, maybe it's fire Leslie Frazier or fire Ken Dorsey, because I don't know. If it gets to that point, something needs to change. Something needs to change, because it's not okay right now. Like, it's literally another emotional roller coaster of a season, where we're starting the season, you're going up the roller coaster like the Superman at Darien Lake. You're going up, and then November hits and you're going all the way down, and it's just like, what is going on? But I just wanted to talk about that real quick, because it's the day after. I know I'm not supposed to be talking about this game, but, it happens. It's a podcast. It's a fucking podcast. But I did want to talk about this Sunday Night Football game against Green Bay, because never got to it. And it's the first time the Bills played the Packers since 2018, and when Allen was a rookie, and it was a horrible game for the Bills. It was a horrible game for Josh Allen. They got shut out 22-0. Allen in that game was 16 of 33 for 151 and 2 interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 36.3. He had a fumble. It was not a good game for him, and he was a rookie. It was a rough game for him. So I wanted to see Allen in this game get that revenge. And Jaire Alexander was also fucking a menace in that game, and he was just a fucking annoying fucking nuisance in that game, just like in this one too. I mean, the dude was a shit starter the whole game. And the thing is like, I've seen Jalen Ramsey be like toxic and like really bad, like just really bad. And it happens all the time though in the league. Like, we still love it. Like, wide receiver versus cornerback matchups, we love it. We fucking love it. Like, you die for that shit. But I don't know if I've ever gotten so mad at a cornerback and like I did with Jaire Alexander. I was screaming. I was at the game. I was screaming like shut the fuck up. Like, I was losing it, because like you can hear him talking shit and like dancing in the middle of the fucking field, and he's down fucking 10 points. You're down by 10, bro. Like, what are you doing dancing? And he's being selfish as fuck. And it seems like the Packers just have no leadership with Matt LaFleur. Like, none whatsoever. Like, you got to control your players. Like, you're down by 10. Like, what are you doing? Talking shit, dancing on the fucking logo. Like, well, what is wrong with you? Like, and then he's like, well, I finished it. And Diggs was like, no, I finished it. And it was just like one of those like things that happen, they used to go at it all the time when Diggs was in Minnesota. They saw each other twice a year. But my God, fuck that guy. Seriously, fuck him. And he's like, I told him he was a little ass boy. Like, that's going to fucking piss these guys off. That's going to piss just about anybody off. You call somebody a little ass boy, everybody's going to get fucking pissed off. But the Bills won 27-17. And again, they had a great first half. They scored 7 right away. They scored 17 in the second quarter. They had a good first half. And the second half, they had 3 points. 3 fucking points. That's it. And there was a moment where it seemed like Green Bay could come back in this game. And I was getting a little worried. I was. Because if Mason Crosby made the field goal at the end of the game, and then they're down by a touchdown, if they were to onside kick it and get it and go down the field, then it's like, holy fuck, like, we could lose this game. Especially with Aaron Rodgers. Given Aaron Rodgers has nobody to throw to, although Christian Watson just have a fucking day against Dallas, so maybe he's starting to develop. I mean, I do like what they have in Romeo Doubs, but they really have nobody to throw to. So you knew they were going to run the ball, and yet the Bills couldn't stop the run. So I just don't understand what the game plan was there, especially in the second half. It's like, Rodgers has nobody to throw to. Everybody in the fucking stadium knows that. And they're going to run the ball with Aaron Jones, and they have A.J. Dillon, who's a fucking bulldozer. And that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. It's just frustrating. Like, I don't fucking understand what Leslie Frazier's doing half the time. I don't, because it's like he's calling zone all the time. They call zone about 79% of the time. I'm sorry, but you got to do something other than zone, dude. If you know this team's going to run, you got to blitz. Rodgers ain't going to have nobody to throw to. Put these guys in man coverage and blitz. I know it's Rodgers, though. I get it. It's Aaron Rodgers. But, there's no fucking excuse for Aaron Jones running all over you in the second half the way he did, averaging over 5 yards a carry. That's ridiculous. We're up, so we're just going to, put the brakes on. The game ain't over till the clock hits 0. And, I would think this team knows that. I would think any team knows that. But I would think this team especially knows that after 13 seconds last year. I don't know. It's just it's like they just put the gas on sometimes. It really looks like it. And it's just what are we doing? And the defensive philosophy is wait and make a play. Wait to make a play. Dude, go make a fucking play. I've been saying this the last 2 years, 3 years. Go make a fucking play. And the defense is balled out. I'm not saying this defense is horrible. When it's healthy, it's pretty fucking good. I mean, they were number 1 last year. They're arguably number 1 this year. Even with backup DBs, they've made plays. They've made good plays. They've been a good defense. But this idea to wait and make a play, stop doing it. Stop fucking doing it. I just said in the last video. It drives me fucking crazy. It drives me crazy. Even when Kirk Cousins was running yesterday, he had the whole fucking field wide open, and then the DBs are just waiting for him to come. And I understand it's hard for a DB to I gotta go hit the quarterback. You don't want to get a penalty, obviously, but if he's running with the ball, it's a legal play. Go fucking make a tackle. Letting fucking Kirk Cousins run on you. Come on. Or Aaron Rodgers was even ran once in this game. It's fucking Rodgers. Dude's almost 40. Almost 40 years old. Why are you letting him run with the fucking ball? I'm glad we won this game, but I remember leaving the stadium with my sister and my brother, and it didn't feel like a win. Everybody was quiet. I didn't see anybody happy. It was quiet walk out of the stadium. It didn't feel like a fucking win. It really didn't. I didn't feel like we won the game. I'm glad we won the game, but it didn't feel like we won the game. It really didn't. To be honest with you, it really didn't feel like we won the game. And it was a fucking beautiful night. It was 54 degrees, no wind, 70,000 fans. It was a good time in the first half, and then the second half, it was what the fuck's going on? It was what's going on here? It was just not okay. Allen in this game was 13 of 25 for 218, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not that great of a day. Could have been worse, though, but he had a 75.1 QBR. Rodgers was 19 of 30 for 203, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. His QBR was 91.4. Diggs had a day, 6 receptions for 108 yards and 1 touchdown. That was about it for the Bills receiving game. Davis was non-existent, 2 receptions for 35 yards. Dawson Knox had 2 receptions for 10 yards, but he had a touchdown, which was nice at least. Singletary had 14 attempts rushing for 67 yards. James Cook had 5 attempts rushing for 35 yards. He had also had a reception for 41 yards, which was nice to see because it's I want to see James Cook get more involved in this offense. Again, you spent a second-round pick on him. Why are we not using this guy? Come on, why are we not using this dude? And the other problem, too, that the Bills have had, teams will put their cornerback 1 on Gabe Davis, and then they'll double cover Diggs, and Allen can't find anybody open then. That has been another fucking problem that honestly nobody's talked about. And it happened on the first drive as a prime example. So Crosby kicked it off for 65 yards, was a touchback. Bills started on their 25-yard line. Singletary ran for a 6-yard gain. It was 2nd and 4, then 3rd and 4 because it was 2 incomplete passes to Gabe Davis, defended by Jair Alexander. And then the Bills were forced to punt right off the bat, given that the Packers didn't do anything on their first drive either, still 0-0, but it's when the Bills score first, you get the ball, you get to score first. And when the Bills score first, usually they keep a good rhythm going. And when they score first, it's hard for teams to come back, especially when you're at home. It's a tough environment to play in Orchard Park. It really is. I mean, and it's not just because all the announcers fucking say it. I mean, teams are all saying it now. It's not an easy environment to play in. And they were talking about that too. Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings were talking about that. We've never been in an environment like this. I'm still mad about that game. But Allen completed a touchdown to Dawson Knox prior to being 3 and out, which was good. It was a good play. Offense drove down the field. But at times, It's nice to get the recognition, but like the team has to show up. And again, they show up the first half, second half, not so much. I know I'm kind of talking about the Vikings game. It's hard not to when it just fucking happened, but hey, what are you going to do? So after Rodgers and the Packers went 3-and-out, Josh Allen was able to get another touchdown. He started at the 49-yard line, got down to the 26-yard line, and then completed a 26-yard touchdown to Stephon Diggs. Bass kicks the extra point. It's 14-0. You like to see that from your quarterback, driving down the field, throws it to his number one receiver, easy touchdown. Thing is, there was a chance you're like, oh, Packers could come back here. Next drive, they drive down the field. They start at their own 20-yard line and drive all the way down the field from the Buffalo 19, which then Rodgers completes a deep pass to Romeo Doubs for a 19-yard touchdown. It's a 7-point game. You're like, oh, okay, like Green Bay's still in this thing. And the thing that just bothers me, again, it was this run defense. First play, Aaron Jones runs to the right for 7 yards. Next play, A.J. Dillon runs for 7 yards. Then it's Aaron Jones running again for 5 yards. Then the next 2 plays, it's 4 yards, 3 yards. For Rodgers finally completes a pass to Doubs for a 7-yard gain. And the Bills stopped him on 3rd and 1. They stopped him, 3rd and 1. Got to make the stop here. And then A.J. Dillon just runs in the middle for a yard. So it's now 1st down again. Rodgers gets sacked by Ed Oliver for no gain, which is nice, but then there's a penalty on Dane Jackson, legal use of the hands. So the play doesn't fucking matter. So it's now 1st down again. And then Aaron Jones runs to the left for 9 yards. It's a 2nd and 1 instead of it being like 1st and 12 or 1st and 15. This is what I mean about this team beating themselves up. Happens all the time. And I don't like to nitpick because they had a good first half offensively. My God, they always beat themselves up. All the time. It's never smooth sailing, like being a Buffalo sports fan. And again, sports are not supposed to be smooth sailing, but it's like we can never sit here and be like, oh, like we got this win. Never, ever. Maybe against Tennessee week 2, but even then you're like, they still got Derrick Henry in the back of your mind. You're like, they still have Derrick Henry. If they would have just not beat themselves up, maybe they could have probably stopped them instead of allowing 7 points. Again, it didn't matter because they won the game, sure, but you don't want the opposing offense to score on you. Like, you just don't. And obviously the defense knows that. Obviously. I'm not saying they don't know that. Obviously they know that. But that's what drives me crazy. Ed Oliver gets a sack, doesn't matter, legal use of the hands. Start 1st down over. Replay 1st down. Like, come on. And then they get the touchdown. So Buffalo goes down the field, scores again, which was nice. Isaiah McKenzie gets a 7-yard touchdown. Kick the extra point, it's good. 21-7 Bills. They're able to stop them on their next drive, which was nice. And then Bills get the field goal for half, so it's 24-7 Bills. Other than the 3-and-out, the Bills went down the field and got points every time. And that's what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to see. Now, given it wasn't a good start, it was a good finish the first half. Because it's not how you start, it really is how you finish at the end of the day. Not even just in a game, but in life. You have, it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. There are times I'll be in the gym and I'm not having a good start to my workout. I'll be like, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I'll end up finishing good. I mean, even at work or in like just any part of life, you could be like, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Like, that's a good motto to live by. I don't mean to sit here and pretend to be a fucking counselor, but I'm just saying, like, it was nice to see them finish the way they did. And to open the second half, Green Bay starts with the ball. Aaron Rodgers was able to start at their own 8-yard line and go all the way down to the Buffalo 20 because the Bills could not stop the run. And it was first play, and again, it happened again, this fucking series again. Aaron Rodgers gets sacked by Gregory Rousseau, but Ed Oliver was offside, so it doesn't matter. It's a 5-yard penalty, so it's 1st and 5. First play of the actual first drive here. Aaron Jones runs to the right for 32 yards. Then he runs again for 11 yards, so it's 1st and 10 of the Buffalo 44. A.J. Dillon runs to the right, no gain. And the thing is that's crazy is, like, you knew when Green Bay was going to run it. It's the same thing I was saying in Pittsburgh when they had Najee Harris out there. Like, there was a, possibility like, oh, like, Aaron Jones ain't out there. Maybe they don't run it, but they'd still run it with A.J. Dillon. They ran the same play again and got a 27-yard gain after not allowing a gain. Got a 27-yard gain running to the right for the 2nd consecutive time. It was in 1st and 10 of the 17-yard line. They ran to the right again with A.J. Dillon, but it was a 2-yard loss. So it's 2nd and 12, and then Rodgers completes a pass for 9 yards. It's 3rd and 3. Rodgers 3rd and 3. It was supposed to be a touchdown, Robert Tonyan, but there was a penalty for offensive pass interference, so it doesn't count. So it's now 3rd and 13. Then Rodgers had an incomplete pass for Aaron Jones. So they got the field goal. But, like, again, you could have stopped Rodgers from even getting down there if you don't allow yourself to get boneheaded penalties and you stop the fucking run. Because if I'm being honest, it could be 24-0 right now. It really could be. And, again, the Bills won the game, but it's just you watch these critical mistakes. If you play like that in the playoffs, you're not going to go far. And again, it seems like the Bills have been able to have struggles in the regular season and then go in the fucking playoffs and turn on the fucking Jets, turn on the fucking, turn up the gear, whatever you want to call it, just basically turn up. But like, you got to get to the dance. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to the dance. And where the Bills are right now, you're not going to get to the dance. I think the Bills are maybe they're the 6th seed or 7th seed right now. I'm not even looking at that yet, but it's just stuff like that drives you crazy. Because like, we're winning the game 24-7. Like that's not a, that's a good score. It's good to be up. It's good to be up on the scoreboard. You want to be up. You want to be winning the game. But that stuff drives me crazy. That stuff fucking drives me crazy. Maybe I'm nitpicking here. And maybe, I should sit here and be a casual and just be happy we won the game. But being a diehard, I can't do that. I can't do that. The next drive, Buffalo went down and got a field goal by Tyler Bass. So it was 27-10. Although, honestly, Buffalo could have probably got a touchdown here. They probably could have got a touchdown here. But, if it wasn't for Deion Dawkins holding, it wouldn't be 1st and 20. You know what I mean? Like, if Dawkins didn't have a holding call on this drive, it wouldn't be 1st and 20. It'd be like 2nd and 2. Again, you make a mistake like that, and then on 1st and 20, the Bills run it with Devin Singletary again. Why are you running it on 1st and 20? What are you doing? Throw the ball. It's 1st down. That stuff drives me crazy, too. Like, there is no creativity in the second half with this football team. None whatsoever. On the next drive, Green Bay drives down the field from their own 25 to the Buffalo 35, and then the Buffalo 26, but Bills were able to stop them, which was nice to see. They were able to stop them on 4th and 1, turnover on downs. They start on their own 28-yard line. But Allen, he got intercepted. He didn't even, he wasn't able to do anything on this drive. Despite the not goal line stand, despite the 4th down stand, Allen wasn't able to do anything because he had his pass intercepted. And I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking there, but it's 3rd and 10. He threw a deep pass down the middle for Gabe Davis, and it was intercepted by Rasul Douglas. So I'm not sure exactly what that was there, but getting intercepted, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Never a good thing. And obviously, Allen knows not to throw interceptions, right? Everyone knows that. Playing quarterback, your job is not to throw an interception. But some of these interceptions have hurt, dude. And maybe not so much in Green Bay, although it's frustrating. But the Jets, the Vikings game, just since the bye week ended, I mean, when he throws interceptions, it's painful ones, too. At least this year, if anything. And Allen's honestly been a lot better about not turning the ball over. He had his, fumbling issues in 2019. He had his interceptions, but he cleaned that up last year. He cleaned that up. And then this year, it's like seeing red zone interceptions. It's just non-excusable. And I love Josh. And I don't want to trash Josh. I really don't. I love the dude. Probably my favorite player on the football team. He's got heart. He wants to win. He's a fucking franchise quarterback. And he's been one of the best quarterbacks in this league. And he knows not to throw interceptions. But some of these fucking interceptions have been brutal. Just fucking brutal. Before coming into this season, and this wasn't in the red zone, but I'm just saying, before coming into this season, Allen had only 2 interceptions in the red zone. This year he has 5. I don't know if that's a Ken Dorsey issue or a Josh Allen playing hero ball issue, but there's an issue going on here. I know, here I am ranting about the Vikings game again, but it's just going to happen. I'm not going to be over that game for a while, so it is what it is. Although I'm running out of those. I'm running out of it is what it is. Allen threw that ball right to Douglas. He was running with it, and then he was looking for Gabe Davis, and he threw it right to Douglas. I don't know what Allen was doing there. I really don't know what he was doing there, because honestly, watching this, he drops back to pass, he starts to run, he threw it right to Douglas. He could have ran for the 1st down right there. And then it was lateral to Jair Alexander. Not that it mattered, but he could have fucking probably ran for the 1st down. I mean, he had an open field. He was running with the ball. And he knows better than that. Every time he gets it picked off, he gets upset because he knows better. He definitely fucking knows better. I mean, Allen's been in the league since 2018. It's 2022. Like, he knows better. Playing football all your life. Like, you fucking know better. I mean, again, Rodgers' pass was picked off the following play by Matt Milano, but you still, like, he threw it right to him. And that's what it's been this year with these interceptions. He throws it right to him. What's going on? What's going on? And then the next fucking drive, it gets intercepted again. Intended for Gabriel Davis. I mean, it was like fumbly-wumbly. It was back and forth for like 3 drives straight. Interception. It was like, what the fuck is going on? And there was only 10 minutes left in the game, but like, this is horrible. This is horrible. Like, this doesn't feel like a win. This does not feel like a win. It does not. And you can't tell me it did. It was like, yeah, we won, but it's never smooth sailing. Never smooth sailing. Never. ever. Just frustrating as all hell. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating as all hell. It really is. And on the next play, Rodgers drove down the field and completed a deep middle pass to Samori Toure. I think this was a 7th rounder's pick. I can't say his first name, so I apologize if I said that wrong. But like a receiver never heard of gets the touchdown, of course. Like that's the other thing too that drives me crazy. And this has nothing to do with just football or hockey or any of it, but like just being a Buffalo sports fan in general, it's always like the 7th round receiver, or even in the Vikings game, that running back, they got a touchdown, first touchdown in 5 years, or against the Sabres, it's his first goal of the season, or oh my God, like he hasn't had a goal in blah 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 games, and that's like we're cursed. Like that's a fucking curse. Happens all the time. All the fucking time. And it didn't even look like Rodgers was going to score on this drive because he ran on the first play for a yard. Then 2nd and 9, we're like, okay, and they're on their own 5-yard line. Now they're on the 6-yard line. And not that that's any different. I'm just pointing out statistics. But throws to the middle for Robert Tonyan for 5 yards. It's 3rd and 4. Like, all right, boys, got to make the stop. Throws it to Robert Tonyan again for 15 yards. Next play, Romeo Doubs, 26-yard gain on the fucking pass. And then it's an incomplete pass. It's 2nd and 10. Rodgers, this is what I'm talking about right here with the run. He ran for 11 yards. Aaron Rodgers, who's almost 40 years old, ran with the football and got the first down. This dude's old as shit and he's running on you. You got to make that fucking play. And again, tackled by Damar Hamlin. Why is Damar Hamlin coming up making plays? And I'm glad the kid's making plays. He's filling in big shoes for being a 6th-round pick in 2021. He's filling in big shoes. Why is it though when there's a run or something, this dude's always coming up and making the plays? Like, where's the fucking linebackers? And that's not to diss Matt Milano, who's having a really good year, but like, where's the fucking linebackers or the D linemen stopping them? Like, you brought in Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips and Daquan Johnson. Like, all these guys were supposed to be run stuffers. Like, where is like the run defense? It was Rousseau, but then Rousseau's out. Von Miller, he's there and then he's not. That was the knock on him in Denver, was he disappears in games. And I hate to say it, but I've seen it. And again, I don't want to trash Von, but I've seen it. I've seen him disappear. Now, he's made big plays. Kansas City, fucking, even when he was at the Rams, he made big plays in the Super Bowl. He's made big plays in Denver. I'm not saying the guy doesn't make big plays, because you signed him, in all honesty, to finish, right? But they didn't finish against Minnesota. They didn't finish against the Jets. So, like, where's Von Miller, right? They could have fucking blown this lead. They really could have. And, like, where was Von Miller in this game? I'm just saying, you're paying him 6 years, $127 million, given it's not actually a 6-year contract, but you're paying him a boatload of money. And he says good medicine. Great, dude. But, like, you got to show up. You got to fucking show up. And, again, the season's not over yet. There's still a long way to go. They're playing Cleveland. They should be able to beat Cleveland. Miami just went all over them. But, my God, it's just frustrating as all hell. So, this next drive is another one that Buffalo really should have went down and scored on. They should have went down and scored on this drive to seal the game. This should have been like a seal the deal drive. 6 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter, right? It's returned by Isaiah McKenzie for 16 yards. So they start on the 26. Singletary runs to the right for a 7-yard gain. And I think at this point, too, they're trying to shoot the clock, right? It's the last fucking 5 minutes or so. Chew the clock, but still, like, go down and secure the lead, like, win the fucking game. Because it's still Aaron Rodgers, and I understand he has nowhere to throw to. Like, I knew that. Everybody knew that. And he's got good running backs. Like, it's still Aaron Rodgers. Like, don't let up. Just fucking go down and score. And they didn't. They had a punt with Sam Martin. And it's kind of aggravating to see Sam Martin punting more these last couple games, because the dude, when he first got here, wasn't even listed as the punter. He was listed as the holder. Not even listed as the punter. No, the holder. They didn't even sign the guy to punt. It's just a bonus that he has a hard punt to track. They signed him to hold the ball for Tyler Bass, because, like, that's how high the expectations have for this offense. So the Bills do drive down the field. It's 3rd and 1. Allen ran to the left for 4 yards. 1st and 10, Singletary ran for 9 yards, and he runs up the middle for 4 yards. They're chewing the clock here, right? 1st and 10, Gabriel Davis gets an unnecessary roughness call for 15 yards against Jair Alexander, because everyone was getting frustrated with Jair Alexander. That's what McDermott was talking about, the uncharacteristic stuff. He was coming at Diggs coming out of the tunnel. He was coming at Davis. Like, they were getting, like, upset with him. He's talking shit the whole game. I think he was actually getting in their heads. And, like, they can't allow that, but, like, you play a long game. It happens. It happens to the best of us. We're human. But, like, you still can't allow a fucking unnecessary roughness call at the end of the game. Like, you still, I don't care, end of the game, beginning of the game, middle of the game, like, you can't have those 15-yard penalties, because they're a killer. They destroy your drive. They destroy your drive on offense. They just destroy it. Singletary ran for no gain, 2nd and 10. Green Bay uses all their timeouts. James Cook runs to the left, 3rd and 7. Incomplete to the right. Allen throws a pass that's incomplete to the right for Jake Kumro. There's a penalty on Deion Dawkins for ineligible man downfield. You should fucking know that, dude. Not that it was a complete pass, but, like, bro, like, Like, you can't go downfield like that. But it was declined, so it's 4th and 7. Bills punt the ball away. Rodgers drives all the way down the field. Their plan obviously was to kick the field goal, try and get the onside kick, and probably throw a Hail Mary with Rodgers, right? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, if they get this field goal at the end here, they're going to try to find a way to get the ball back and get a Hail Mary with Rodgers. Not that was going to happen, but I mean, Buffalo Bills fashion, it could happen, right? Hail Murray. It could happen. There was a part of me that's like, it could happen. Like, stop him here. Like, let's stop him here. And then they're playing prevent defense. Thank God Crosby missed the field goal, but like, I didn't leave here with a win. I left here like, what the fuck's going on? But I didn't want to have a cause for concern because it was the first game back from the bye. Like, all right, maybe they're just rusty, right? They're just rusty. It's okay. It happens. Coming back from the bye, you're off for a minute. It happens, right? Obviously, that wasn't the case the following week against the Jets or the Vikings, but I didn't leave with this game with a win. I didn't. I just fucking didn't. But that's my take on that. Just a rewind recap of Bills-Packers Sunday Night Football that happened the day before Halloween. It didn't even feel like it was Halloween this year. Like, it really didn't. Like, off topic. It really didn't feel like this year was Halloween. It really didn't. It just, like, came and went. Like, it was just like, another, like, it really felt like another day. Like, it didn't feel like Halloween. I don't know. Maybe that's just me who's not a big Halloween guy, but it really didn't feel like it. But Bills are 6-1 after this game. Packers fall to 3-5. And the thing was, I really wanted the Bills to win this game because Aaron Rodgers said he was going to expose the Bills' defense. I still think they did. Honestly, because they couldn't stop the run. I still think they exposed the Bills' defense. Because after this game, right, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are running all over them. The Jets were running all over us with James Robinson and Michael Carter. And then the Vikings were running all over us with Dalvin Cook. He had that 73-yard touchdown. Just fucking frustrating. I still think in a way he exposed us. And not only that, but teams putting their cornerback one on Davis and the double covering Diggs. And Knox has been non-existent. They're also not designing plays for Dawson Knox, who's supposed to be making $16 million next year. Season ain't over yet. But that was my take on this game. Hopefully you've listened. Again, I don't want to do the whole play-by-play thing because I just sound like a robot. So hopefully this was better. I wanted to do more motion, more just down to earth, I guess, instead of just sounding like a robot. But or a broken record just talking about every single play. But I'll see you guys in the next video. But yeah, still got Sabres talk, still got Jets game, Vikings game. We'll go over all that. So look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. As always, go Bills, go Sabres. Hopefully we can turn this fucking month of November around because I am not okay right now. I am not okay. After that Vikings game, I am not okay. But we'll talk about that. Stay tuned for that. You guys will love that. So I'll see you then.
Jair Alexander.